So fun. Okay, so we have to really all be watching this right now because Victoria is like in full momentum, right? And she literally has done $75,000 in 3 months. You guys, she is literally in 4 months going to hit $100,000. So be watching that. I think it's going to be awesome. And we're going to have to do something super special for her when she hits that. But you guys, she is so living proof how this process works so well, right? Because she was new to TikTok, new channel, right? Lost her channel. But because she had built an email list, she still was emailing them, still had $1,200 days. Now she's got another channel that she's working on. But she never allowed the adversity, right? The things that came in her way to stop her. She actually used that to inspire her because here's what she said. That just adds to my story, right? And so that's what I'm sharing with you. And that's why I really wanted to start this because if you guys notice something, she's never complained. She never puts anything negative into the universe. She go look at her content. When she gets her OG account back, because she will, she just got to keep on fighting it. And she might have it back now. I don't know. I haven't looked, but go look at her content. There's absolutely nothing negative on there. She's pure heart. She builds with heart. She builds that way. And I'm just telling you guys, because that's such a great example, right? Because, and she never once, like, I don't know if you guys have heard her story, right? But it's good to hear it because she never once is like in 1 week expected to make a lot of money. She's like, man, I just want to get my business in profit mode. And I'm just sharing that with you because I have seen some really kind of unrealistic comments in the community that like, well, I've got a new channel and I've been marketing for a week and I haven't made any money. It's like, where did you get such unrealistic expectations? Because guys, if it was that easy, Verizon wouldn't spend, or not Verizon, iPhone wouldn't spend billions on marketing, right? They just would go set up all these TikTok channels and make billions, right? We are able to do this for free. And so there's so many factors involved when you are marketing. And I will share with you, and nobody believes this until you've hit success. And then you realize how it was one of the most important things. Your mindset is the most important thing. You will win with your mindset. You will lose with your mindset. You guys, I can't believe how people make fun of that. And that's one of the biggest things that you can have. When I feel me like tilting or getting kind of exhausted with things, I'm like, Michelle, you're lacking in mindset training. You need to go plug into that more. Matter of fact, I have a question for you. So inside our digital product, I want you guys to be really honest with this question, okay? Seriously. Inside our digital product, we have the winning mindset and the art of persuasion and influence. I've been doing this business, you guys, since September 10th of 2022. Do you guys realize every single Monday is called my Mindset Monday, and I go back and listen to as many of those trainings as I can in the morning when I'm getting ready. So do the math on how many weeks that is. I've listened to it over 60 times. So I want you to put in the comments, how many times have you listened to that training? If it's a 0, put 0. Be very honest. I'm just curious. Put 1, 2, 3, 0. How many? Thank you for the honesty. You, PJ. Yeah, look at that, you guys. Mindset is huge, right? It's there for a reason, and it's at the top of that for a reason. So here's what I'd recommend is to get in the habit of making a priority to do that on Mondays. Just make Monday your Mindset Monday. And here's what I got to tell you something. It's kind of like a shower. If we didn't go without it, how long can you go without a shower and a bath till you stink? Same thing with this. Our stinking thinking can take us out. We got to wash our brain, just like we got to wash our body. If not, stinking thinking will take you out, right? And so I'm just sharing with you guys, 10K in 60 days is there's going to be hiccups. You're going to do a video that you think is really, really, really good, and it does nothing. Literally, it's going to happen. Or you're going to do a video that you think is really good and it does nothing, but 2 weeks later, for some odd reason, it does. And you're like, what's the difference? or you're going to do a video that you're like, man, I really think I should delete that video. I really think I should delete that video, but you don't because you know you can't, because that's not the right thing to do. And that video just slays it. I don't understand the algorithms. Nobody does. If anybody did, that person would be a multimillionaire today. But the only thing we all can agree on is your mindset is the most important thing. You will win with the mindset or you will lose with the mindset. So it's so important, you guys, during this, because I am going to try to do as much in these 60 days with the mindset in this 10K. But the first few weeks, it's really all going to be about skills. Okay. And so there's not going to be a lot of mindset in there because we gotta start working on Pinterest, right? And building that faceless brand. So I have to count on you guys for showing up for yourself and making sure you're plugging into that mindset. And honestly, you guys, if you have not listened to Monday's mindset that Nicholas did, I highly recommend it. Like, highly recommend it. Yeah. Alice, we are doing right now a 10K holiday sprint, and you guys, really, you got to be plugged in. Go back and listen to that, you guys, because we talk about how the 10K holiday sprint, and I'm answering your question, is we're going to learn Pinterest and you're going to learn how to build a faceless brand. Okay. And so that's what we're going to really spend a lot of time in the next 2 weeks. So I'm not going to be swerving a lot of mindset in there. So I just really hope you guys add that, even if it's 10 minutes a day. It's huge. It will really help you. I haven't talked to him yet, Metha. I need to talk to him about it. Yes, I will. I will make attempt to do that today. I really had a good schedule today, had everything down, and we didn't have internet when I woke up this morning. So huge hiccup. But we're good now. We are good. So anyway, I just wanted to talk to you guys about the importance of mindset. So when you feel you're kind of tilting to the negative side a little bit, which is normal. In life, it's normal. I'm sure if any of you guys are in a relationship or married, you've questioned it before. You kind of tilted, like, what am I doing, right? Then you had to remind yourself, that's normal. If you're a parent, I know we've all questioned ourselves like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Did I make the right choice being a parent? We've all had to tilt. That's just normal. Nothing is smooth all the time. Nothing is perfect all the time. We are all humans. We all have human moments. And some of that will be not believing in ourselves or having doubt. But what happens is when you allow your mindset to take you out a little bit, guess what? We don't like to be wrong. It's just in our DNA. Nobody likes to be wrong. So instead of admitting that you're wrong, the blame game comes in. And then you gravitate towards blaming someone else for your lack of success. It's like there was a comment in the community today, and they're like, have you noticed the only people having success in here are people that had experience in like MLM and all this stuff? I don't even remember reading it all, but I'm like, no, that's not true. I had to say something because that's not true. Amy had no experience in any of this. Tim didn't. And there's more people. I just named those two because I just quickly commented on her. But see, that's the tilt, because she's got to be right. And this is not a bash at her, right? This is just that's what happens with our mindset. If she would be plugging into mindset, because what you put out in the universe is what's going to happen. If you guys are typing in, I'm not getting customers, this isn't working for me, you're going to make yourself right, even though you don't want to be. It's weird how our brain works. But if you put out in the universe, I am going to follow this 10K holiday sprint step by step. I'm not going to veer away. I'm not going to doubt my ability. I'm going to believe in myself and I'm going to go all in. You guys will be blown away on December 31st of your results. And I'm not only talking financially, and Metha can tell you guys, and I love when Metha talks because she's like, you guys, it's not about not only the money you get out of it, it's the mindset. And because she's worked so hard on that, you guys, 2 sales in one day. She's never had that before. Have you made that? I could be wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong.
No, but I want to add something to that real quick.
Go, sister.
Okay, so I started in December.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't make my first sale for several months. It took me several months because of my mindset. But I also wanted to add people saying that you had a previous experience and this and that. I was in an affiliate marketing program before, and that held me back.
Good point.
So your previous experience can often be what's holding you back too, because your mind was in that moment and you learned things that way. And you got to reprogram it to learn the things that you need to make this business successful. And it took me a long time to do that. And I think I'm finally getting there. I'm getting momentum and I'm starting to really get it. So guys, don't give up. It's not the program. It is your mind. And people get upset because you keep saying mindset, mindset, mindset. But look in the flipping mirror. It is you, 100,000,000%. Take it from somebody who started in December and didn't have a sale until January, and then didn't have another one for 3 months, and then started having regular sales once a week for June. And then now I'm starting to pick up to where it's multiple times a week. It takes some time if you don't have your mind right. And that's all I wanted to say. But don't be blaming other people. Don't be blaming the product, because we see that it works every freaking day.
Mhm.
Just hang in there and you got it.
Yeah, I'm so glad you said that, because I have a gal that is actually in our community and she's doing really good, you guys, but she didn't do good at first. And I'm going to ask her if she'll come and share her story, because she said, she goes, you know what, she goes, I held myself back because I tried to take my other program that I did before. She goes, even though I wasn't having success at it, I tried to implement things from that into this. And the moment when because I asked her, I said, well, are you following the process? She goes, well, yeah, but I'm also doing this. I'm like, but why? That didn't work for you. That's why you bought this. And she's like, that was her light bulb moment, that she goes, I just didn't log into that other course anymore. And she just literally plugged into our process. And now she's doing really, really good. And so thank you
Same
for
with me.
Yeah.
Same with me. Because I was still going to the trainings for that other one on Monday nights and listening to them before I came to this training, thinking maybe I'll get some tidbits that might help me. And then I was like, what the heck are you doing? Theirs is completely different from what you need and what your process is. You need to follow your process to get there.
Yes.
And I mean, some people did come in from MLMs and maybe they had a following, but it didn't translate over to a new TikTok channel. And that was starting from scratch. Some of them may have followed them to their TikTok and may have discovered it, but not all of it, not 75,000 flipping dollars worth. I mean, I'm just telling you.
Yeah, no.
Guys, it's you.
Mm-hmm. And you can just go look at her pattern though, right? She's always positive. She's always just a level of energy. Her content is always, very positive and full of energy, and it's huge. So absolutely huge. Yep, absolutely huge. Oh, thank you so much for sharing that perspective as well. And I'm just so proud of you. It is so absolutely fun, Matha, watching your growth. It is just so amazing. And I'm so excited for you. Because it's only November 2nd. You've already got 2 customers and you have another one getting started tomorrow.
And possibly another one. She messaged me this morning.
That would be 3 or 4.
That would be 4 this week.
And since November, and it's only November 2nd. Yeah, you're right there at Daily Pay, my friend. Man, you'll hear me screaming from the rooftop when you hit that.
Yeah, me too.
So going into the topic we're going to talk about today is talking about how to do a live, right? And mindset is really huge, because I'll tell you, I'm just going to be very honest with you. When you start going live, it's brutal. I'm just being honest with you. And Amy maybe it wasn't brutal for her. I don't know. She can let you know, but it was for me at first. And maybe that's because I am such an introvert, but people are really mean. I mean, like, they're mean. I mean, you know what I mean? And you can't take it personal, and you got to learn to block fast. And I just like telling people that, because I want you to prepare for that. And I will share with you my journey when I went live. Okay. So what I did, and let me just I'm going to show you what I did, because this was huge for me going live. And I recommend you guys do this. Okay. Let me just grab my whiteboard here. When I went live, I remembered what it was. Okay. Let me see, because this might help you guys. Okay. So here's where I started, right? And this is where I wanted to be, or this is why I purchased and why I was excited. So this is me. And I was like, why was I sad before or unhappy, right? And it was because I didn't have any time with my family. 1, 2, 3, 4. I wasn't getting enough time with my family, right? I would be in my office working and I could hear my family out there and I hated that. So I knew my perfect customers too. They wanted true time freedom. Where they time freedom not is when you have to be glued to your phone and listen to the dings, and you have to not the money dings, but the DM dings, and like, oh my gosh, I got to talk to them because it could be a customer. I mean, I'm talking freedom to where you can literally walk away and have a business, right? And so that inspired me. The 100% profit, because you guys realize that, right? I'm going to just show you because a lot of you are new. If you're selling like our main most popular product is $600. When you sell that, you make $600, right? If you are an affiliate marketer or network marketer, you make about 25%. So you're only making 150 bucks. You have to do 4 times the work to make that. That's insane to me. Now I realize why I was working so hard for not that much results, right? And so that was one of those things. So here's what I recommend, right? Oh my, there it is. Write down for you what it is. What are those 5 things? So I just want to show you what I did, okay? Why I was happy. Well, I was not too happy. So it was time. So what is time? The 2-hour workday, right? And it was 100% profit. I love the rejection free, right? Rejection free. No finding customers. Automated. You see what I'm saying? Write these things down. It is for you. So what I did is I wrote those 6 things down and I put them on an index card. And every time I would go live, I would have the topic that I wanted to cover. And that's what I would do, one of them. So I literally had 6 different topics that I wanted to cover. Like, for example, maybe that day I wanted to talk about how you can make 100% profit. Now, here's the secret sauce. And that is when I would go live, I would share stories. I want you to think of something. Have you ever been in like a group with people and somebody's talking and they're just talking and you kind of like are drifting away and looking around and all of a sudden they start sharing a story and everybody gets quiet and looks at them? Stories work. So here's my best recommendation for you. When you go live, start sharing a story. I want that story to be you connecting with your audience. Like, what did I do? My morning didn't go as planned, so I was late going live. The moment this is huge, don't wait for people to show up on your live because people are probably watching without clicking. So the moment I went live, I was like, hey guys, thank you for jumping on. Oh my gosh, I'm running late today. And here's why I'm running late. And I went into a story that had nothing to do with daily pay. But all of a sudden, people started getting on, right? Then when I saw people get on, I'm like, hey, by the way, when you're jumping on, let me know where you're watching from. You guys, people love to be recognized, right? So they will tell you where they're watching from and then talk about that. Hey, thank you so-and-so from Illinois or, Georgia, Oklahoma, South Africa. Let them know that you acknowledge them. What happens is, you guys, when you do that, the algorithms are noticing that people are commenting and they're going to push your live out to more people. That's one of the most important things you can do. And if nobody is saying that at first because they won't, then just literally like, you guys, let them know where you're from and just say something in the weather. Like, yeah, it's cold here today. Is it cold where you guys are? You will get that conversation started. Sometimes if you go right into business, man, people are like, that's too much for them. And I've had to learn that the hard way, right? So I just starting with a story. And it just really, I don't know, it kind of loosens the room. I call it the room, right? Because we're just in a room full of people. And so that's what I recommend to do. So I would share some type of story, maybe something funny happened with your children this morning, or, an email that you received from a customer or potential customer, or something that's going on in our community that you just felt like sharing. Share a story. That's what will just pull that connection in really, really quick. Okay. And then the second thing is pick one of your topics, and that's what you start with. So like, for example, I would do the 100% profit. Okay, guys. So today I want to talk to you about how you can make 100% profit with an online business. Now, and then here's what I've seen in that. Here's why you can make 100% profit. They give the value of it, right? And then what I will do in the middle of all of this, I literally will ask a question. Okay. So, hey guys, I want to know who my audience is. Like put a 1 if you already have an existing business, but you're just not getting customers on a daily basis, or put a 2 if you're looking for a business. Find your temperature of your audience. And again, getting them to engage, the algorithms will push that out to more people. That is so important. But it's just having conversations. If you have a hard time having conversations, like it feels awkward going live, don't look at the phone as you're going live. Look at the phone as you are sitting at a coffee shop with somebody. And it's so important. The other thing to do when you go live, make sure that is towards your perfect customer and only your perfect customer. I've been on some people's live and I notice that some people get vanilla, and not really in our community as much. I like to listen to some people's lives on the weekends. So just kind of get ideas of what's being said out there in the world. And they try to cater their content to everybody. Don't cater it to your perfect customer. That's so important, you guys. So here's what I mean by that. Let's say your perfect customer is a female and she's in her 30s and she has kids, right? They could be divorced, they could be married, that doesn't matter. Have females, but you notice a lot of guys coming on. So you kind of pivot your content towards them. You guys, when you pivot your content towards them, guess what happens? They're going to start engaging in you. The algorithms are going to find more of them, and you got your whole TikTok messed up. I would rather have 9 people on my live that were my perfect customer than 90 that weren't. When you can get over that, that's huge. Like, I love it when people get on and be like, you're too much for me. I'm like, that's awesome. You're not my perfect customer. We're not a match. So thank you for stopping by. Then I will go in and do housekeeping on them. Not because that bothered me what they said, but because it's important to protect the algorithms in finding your perfect customer, because they will align you with your perfect customer. So always keep your lives into that and get people to engage as much as you can. Okay. As much as you can. Like, that is one of the most important things I can tell you right now, is just having conversations. I know that sounds really weird, but it's the truth. I know. And it's awkward at first. It's just practice. Yeah. Yeah, I do. I block immediately. So how do you block them? You click on their name and you'll see the dots right there. Click on it and it says block. And I don't tell them I'm doing it, but I will let people know. Let me just do some housekeeping real quick and I will do it. So it's huge to do that, you guys. I made a mistake, several times at the beginning, that I didn't block. And all of a sudden, more people like them came on. And it was hard. Like, I was like, I have to get off of this live. It was so bad. Then I remember, block them. And I blocked them and it just smoothed things out. Now, if you're dealing with algorithms that are not in an area that you want them to be, just what I do is, the moment I can tell my live is being pushed out to a lot of people, click on the people. I click on that number and it will pull all of them up and just start blocking. You can tell. You know who your perfect customer is, you can tell. And I just start blocking. And if they have no videos and no followers, that's a bot. Block them. Block fast on them. Seriously, you guys, I messed my channel up, I don't know, about 2 months ago. And when I started doing that, now it's perfectly fine. I don't got to worry about none of that anymore. It doesn't take long to change that. When I block and keep blocking them, I feel I get no one then. That's okay. You will eventually. Right? I feel if you guys are going live, and okay, here's my opinion on going live. Okay. If you're going live and you block the ones that you need to block and it's not being pushed out to more people, I want you to do one of 2 things. Okay. This works. First of all, maybe the algorithms didn't push you out. So go ahead and go, hey guys, I'll be right back, and get off your live and go right back on. It will take you'll pick up a different algorithm on TikTok and it will help. I've done that many times when I was trying to get my algorithms fixed. Just go right up, go, I'll be, because I tell people I'll be right back. Because there's sometimes people listen that aren't shown yet. So try that. And the next thing I've noticed that this is my opinion, but I've kind of been taking the temperature and I've really been trying to study the algorithms. If you're going live and what you're talking about seems different than the content that you're doing, the algorithms don't know where to push you. That's why don't be generic on your lives. Literally just be the exact same you are with your content, but add stories. Just share stories, man. Just go in there and share stories. What if I come back and still no engagement and views? That's normal at first, but you guys, just because there's no number up there doesn't mean people aren't watching you. It doesn't mean that. Seriously, that they could be watching you without clicking. You can do that, by the way. Right. And so here's the thing. I'm going to pass it over to Amy here in a minute, but I just want to give you a few tips. When you go live, I want you to engage with people, not just sit there like this. You need to move around. You need to nod. Like when I ask a question do you guys realize that it is a proven psychological fact? If you can get somebody to say yes 3 times, they like you. They're more comfortable with you. So that's why I do my yes or yes. And did you see what I just did when I said that? I nodded. I'm like, yes or yes. I'm helping them make the right choice. Sometimes, like I've noticed on some lives, like nobody's moving. Use your hands, make movement. They want to see what you're going to do next. I have literally had people be like, what are you looking at? I'm like, yes, it's working. Like you don't stand like this when you're having a conversation with somebody, right? Don't do that on a live. Move around, grab things. I love having this whiteboard. Like I love writing it and scribbling it. And it's hard to read because people really will look at it more to try to figure out what you're doing, right? And to me, that's huge. But when you ask a question, try to ask questions. If you listen to one of my lives, I have a goal of asking 5 questions. And I want them to get to yes. And when I ask the question, you will notice a change in my tempo. Like I'll be sharing, I'm like, here, let me ask you a question. And see, I go, did you see how I leaned forward? Like that was a habit for me now. Hey, let me ask you a question. So if you could learn to work 2 hours a day and have an automated online business out there working for you 24/7, is that something that you would be interested in? How would that feel? Do you see how I'll go like this during my live, but hey, let me ask you a question. And I lean in like that. You guys, there is your body language is everything. So my opinion is if you are not getting people watching your lives, you're not doing enough body language. You're not being, and that's kind of like entertaining, right? Which is super hard for me because, being an introvert, but I practically beg people to engage and answer my questions. Yeah, then stop. Don't do that, right? Just ask more questions like that. And here's the thing, like at the beginning, I would ask questions and then I would share a story. So let me explain. So you guys, let me ask you this question. If you literally can learn the skills to work 2 hours a day, have an automated online business. Oh, and by the way, there's no tech involved. And if you could follow this process and reach your goals, matter of fact, if anybody wants to put in the comment what their goals are, I would absolutely love to hear that. I would really love to hear that. Put that in the comment. And then what I will do is if nobody says anything, I'm like, see, you guys, there's my point. That is my point. Look, nobody is putting in the comment what they want to make. You know why? Because you guys don't believe it's going to happen for you. That's why I call me your hope dealer. Because I really hope you hanging out with me today. I hope today you can see a different perspective. I hope today that you see that you truly can put that amount that you want to make in the comments and you can create a game plan to have that happen. So I got to share this story with you. Do you see what I just did? They're like, I'm taking them, everyone might be, let me share this story with you. We have a gal inside our community. And if you can show your computer, show a story, share somebody's story. Like that would be relatable to what you said. Like a good one is, you guys let me share this story with you. When Amy started this, her goal was just to, have a 3-year plan, right? And that ended to be 10 weeks because of following this process. Here's, Victoria's story. You know what I'm saying? Like, just share like stories. So you're asking them to engage, they don't engage, and acknowledge it by going, yeah, I understand how you feel. It's huge. Yes. Yeah, you gotta move around. It's so huge, right? It is so huge to, like, it's crazy. I can go back and look at some of the lives I've done where I've walked around like outside. Those are huge. Like, I will maintain 120 the whole entire time. More because people want to know what's going on. I'm sure Matha ran into that. Did you go live when you're at the beach? Matha, I'm sure that was huge. Every time we're at the beach and I go live, it's huge. How do you mirror your screen? You just click on the dots and you'll see mirror screen, and I just click it. Yeah. What I would do, you guys, is I would go live and just and literally go live. Everybody should just go live today and be like, okay, guys, so I'm literally just going to figure out TikTok today. So if you guys are hanging out with me on this live today, you have any pointers for me, let me know. I'm trying to figure out how to go live. Oh, I'm going to click right here. What is this? And literally just be you. Like, that's how you're going to get people to connect with you. Literally. Oh my gosh, you guys, I just figured out how to mirror my screen. This is so cool. Like, sometimes you guys are so afraid to like make a mistake, or you're so afraid. Like, I just am me. I'm like, oh, I figured this out. Or like, I remember being on Nicholas's one time and he made this noise. I'm like, how do you make the noise? And like, I will ask questions, or like Nicholas will get on my live and I'm like, yeah, I wish I could be like Nicholas and learn to make noise. You got to just have conversations. And here's something else before I pass on to Amy. When somebody follows you, acknowledge them like hardcore. And what I do too, and I know you guys have all noticed this, if it's a name that I really like, I will tell them that. Oh my God, I love your name. And I'll share the story why I like that name. Like today, I had a Paige White get on my live. I'm like, oh my gosh, I went to school with a Paige White. Even spelled it the same way you did. It's crazy how people will, or if I can't say the name right, I'll apologize about it. Like, you guys, for some reason, you guys want to act like robots or act weird. Just act like you're in a room with people having a conversation, and it will definitely help. It will definitely help. I just have conversations. But I'll tell you what, knowing what I'm going to talk about, I used to have an index card. And I had it right there, and I knew which one I was going to talk about that day. And I just would go, then my conversation would start. But when I first started going live, it was 5 to 10 minutes. And then I went up to 20 minutes. Right. And then I went to 30. Now my goal is to go live an hour. How can you find people who are going live? I mean, there's two different ways you can do it. First of all, let me show you this. You can go to your profile. I think it's your inbox. And then you can see the people up here that are going live. But also, if you go here, you can go here and find lives. Oh yeah, right there, that corner, lives. And then I'll just go look at people in general to kind of like, I'll go to the people that like have thousands of people following them. And I'll see what are they doing that's holding that much of a group of people. Yeah. So Amy, I'm going to let you share because I know you have a probably different perspective.
No, exactly. I was just going to touch on a lot, pretty much what you're saying, but look, guys, everybody you have your own story, right? Just like Michelle said, everybody's different and you will find your rhythm. You will. But here's some tips that I used in the very beginning, and I still use today, guys, like literally still use it 24 weeks in. Index cards, get a pack of them. They're like $4. And this is what I did. I know you probably can't read it. It's backwards and all that. But on here, I wrote 4 income streams, no tech, pre-built system, 3 to 4 Zooms, 2 live webinars, new income streams, residual income monthly. So just put a bunch of highlights on your index card and have it right next to your phone. So you can randomly look at them when you feel like you don't have nothing to talk about. and it'll get you back on track, right? So I wanted to bring that up. And I have several, guys. I have several sitting there, so I can grab them at any moment that I need if somebody asks a question or whatever. But here's the biggest things that I would recommend, okay? So starting out, I want everybody to go back to your blueprint. I've been watching the comments on here, and some of the questions tells me you've not even looked at your blueprint, because there's so much information in that blueprint that you need to know. So people, you can promote your product, right? And that's going to be really, really important when you're on live. So go to your blueprint, write down a bunch of facts from your blueprint, right? And then what I also do is on my computer, as you can see, right behind my phone when I'm live, I have not only the blueprint open, I have the community open, and that way I can go back to those and I can either A, talk about what's on the screen, or I can turn the phone around and show people the wins and shout outs, the blueprint, the website, right? I always have those open for every single live. So blueprint, have your tabs open on your computer or laptop so you can always revert back to those. Now, one of the biggest things, you guys, it's just like doing a video, right? You need your hook, you need your CTA. You can implement those into your live. It's the same thing, right? It's just a longer video is what it is. But remember, when you first, this is what I do, okay? I make a video, and whatever I'm talking about in that video, I post it about half an hour before I go live. That's how I start my live, is whatever that video was about. Let's say today, for instance, I did a video right before I went live talking about struggling mentally, physically, financially, okay? That's how I started my live. Hey guys, did you see my video I just posted? And I start talking about what that video was talking about, right? And then I flow in from that video the facts of the blueprint. Then I go back to the story. Then I go back to the facts. Then I go back to so it's a constant flow, right? If you jump on there and you're saying nothing about, oh, buy a 600, 300, 150, and da, 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 you sound like a salesman. They want to know you. They want to trust you. How did it change your life? What has it done for you and others? So always remember that. So just like with the video, you want to have like a hook, right? And you want to do like 3 hooks throughout. Like Michelle was saying, she has 5 questions. Well, that's a hook. She's hooking it, right? So you want to give at least 3 hooks throughout your live. And then remember, I've always talked about the PSA, a problem, solution, and an answer. You always want to give those not only in your video, but also in your live. And you always want to give a CTA, which would be, if you go right here and you tap on my picture, you can go to my profile. My link's in my bio or whatever, however you want to say it. But that's when you would give them your information. And you want to go back and forth at least 3 times with all of those. So it's a constant flow. Other than that, I wanted to tap on using the facial expressions, the hands, right? The body, sitting back, sitting forward, getting close to the camera, because people like know something interesting's coming. You're going to catch them, you know? But the final thing is that I do in all of my lives, as I always say, is you. How do you feel about that? What do you think? Because they feel like you're talking to them specifically. So throw the word you in there as many times as possible. If you don't use you, use their name. their specific name. Yeah, Melissa, this is what I did. And yeah, Melissa, this is how I did this, that, and the other. That creates a bond between you because you're specifically talking to that individual, but others are actually catching on to what you're saying. You're making it more personable. And I feel like that's important too. Other than that, I haven't been looking at the comments.
No, that's
But
good. That's a good one. That's a really
okay.
good one. And one thing that I do too, like how Amy says the name, if somebody asks me a question, when I'm answering that question, I will say their name over and over again when I'm answering the question.
Yes.
Because they then, they feel comfortable with you. They're like, oh, she's talking about me. And I will literally keep on saying their name. Or like if somebody asks a question, I'll be like, Maytha, I'm going to get right back to you. Maytha, I saw your question. I can promise. Let me finish right here. Then I'm going to get back to your question. So recognize that they have a question. And something else I do all the time, this might help you guys get more engagement on your lives. And that is, I will say to people, you guys, I go live to engage with you. I go live to get to know you better, because the more you guys communicate with me, the more I can help you. Because I know you're not hanging out with me because you're being wildly successful in a business. You're hanging out with me because you want to reach your goals and dreams in a business. And so my goal today is to help bridge that gap of where you are to where you want to go. So let's communicate, because the questions are the answer. The more questions you ask, the better I can assist you today. And that's really my goal. And so let them know that you're there for them, right? Because I tell people all the time, I'm like, if I didn't care about asking you guys or answering your guys' questions, I just would do more videos. And so let them know that that's the reason why you're here. And the other thing that I meant to bring up earlier is I've noticed on some lives, you guys are selling the airplane and not the destination. Okay. And here's what I mean by that. People do not buy, people don't go to trips because of the airplane. They go to trips to go on that destination, right? That beautiful beach or that beautiful cruise, right? But they got to get a vehicle to get them there, the airplane or the car. So I'm just sharing that with you because sometimes you can get so caught up and in the process and not be painting the picture. So I try to find that happy medium. So for example, when I'm talking about the 2-hour work process, or like how we create 3 pieces of content a day, then I'm going to paint that picture and I'll be like, imagine if you could work just 2 hours a day, create 3 pieces of content today. I don't care what kind of content that is. That can be a picture post. That can be a faceless video. That can be a video you talking. Just three a day. And then you guys have the rest of the day to do the things that you love. Matter of fact, put in the comment what you would do if you could start learning the skills to work 2 hours a day, have 22 hours in the day to do the things that you love or the things that we need to do. Like, put in the comment, what would you do during that time? Because you can get all your work done in 2 hours. Imagine that, you guys. Like, get excited about that, because that's what you have here. That's what I loved. You guys, I'm a mom and I just cared about having more time with my kids and more time with my grandchildren. Matter of fact, that's why I'm going into storytelling. Are you guys seeing that? I shared the process, ask a question, want them to think about what they would do, and then storytelling. So if I'm ever going over the process, the technical side of it, I'm going to swerve in with painting the picture for them and then a story. And then I will go, and you guys, that's what I was looking for. That's why I love this, because I would just do this in the morning. And then I would go pick my granddaughter up from preschool and I had all afternoon to spend with them. See, painted that picture. Like, you guys are just share stories. If you guys have ever been on Tim, he just shares stories. I love that so much. He just shares stories. He's really good at that. And that's one thing, you guys, that's the secret sauce right there. People will do business with people they know, like, and trust. People do business with real people. Just go be you and be real. Don't compare yourself to anybody else's. And do like what Amy said, get an index card, write the things down. that would get you excited to talk about. That is so huge. But remember that people are going to, have fun. That's right. People are going to buy from you because of who you are and because they can see that you can solve their problem. That's the destination, right? Don't spend a lot of time talking about, this is what you get and this and this and this and this and this, because then that can equal a lot of work. You got to have that balance of what they're going to get, what it's going to do for them, and then story. Just keep that process. If you guys do that, your lives will just be amazing. You will, and you'll get followers. You really will. Yes, good job, Kelly. I can't wait to see how that works too. Yeah. What is your why? Share your why. Yes, that is huge. Yes, it is so huge.
Just know that you're not going to be perfect, right? You are human.
Mhm.
Remember that. Give yourself grace and get on there. And if you keep showing up, I can guarantee you with each live you do, it's going to get easier and easier and easier.
Mhm. Mhm. So Nicole said, I did my first live last night. Congratulations for that, Nicole. That's awesome. And I was nervous. So you guys, I got to share something with you. When I first started doing my first lives, I said that. I said, you guys, I'm so nervous. So please be nice to me. I literally would say that. And, I'd get the laugh out loud or I would get the encouragement, like, let them know you're nervous. Right. And then when I used to get like mean people on, like literally, I would be like, okay, they just sucked my energy from me. Like I just say the truth, right? I just like put it out there and people love that. Tim, are you in a quiet place where you can unmute and you can kind of share some of your tips on going live?
Yeah, I'd love to. I'm going to be a
Awesome.
little bit low, but yes, I'm on the golf course.
Love that
No,
so much.
Listen, I
not
see
him.
some look, I got a cigar going, okay? The reality is if you just be you and be just I see so many people that say so much stuff that is like, I don't know. If I just talk to me. I talk to me and like I'm in the mirror, like what made me buy this product? And I don't sugarcoat anything. I tell people, this is my story, why I do it. Like today I said, God, I just wish people would be themselves. I
You
don't know
even
how else
throw
to.
the F-bomb.
Huh?
I said,
Oh
you even
no,
throw the F-bomb
God,
every
I
now.
I try not to use profanity. I use it like I would have a full flipping jar. But I cannot tell you today, and what blew me away about today is so yesterday I had my goal was to have 2 sales every day. I know most people fight for one, but my goal was to have 2 to 3 sales a day. So November 1st, I had two $600 sales. Today I started out, before I woke up, somebody bought from Scotland, people. Scotland.
Yes.
All right. $600. And the other thing was, she laughed because what did I talk about? What I love to do. It's not about them. I'm going to say something, but it's not like meant, the people who know me, you know me. I don't mean disrespect, but I'm not really caring in a lot of ways. I don't want to say I don't care. I'm not really worried about what people say in the lives. I don't. And half the time, I'm not even reading the comments. And if it wasn't for the community, they'd be answering the questions. But I'll just leave one tip. Be yourself. The one thing I said today, and I say it almost every live, I love this business because I can just be Tim. I'm not trying to be somebody I'm not. I see so many content creators. Oh, I'm going to be a content creator. I'm going to go learn. Man, Jesus Christmas. If you can get one thing clear, I have to be quiet here in a second. Sorry. I will say this. I love this business because I'm me and I don't have, if I don't do anything else. I don't know how to be anything else. These guys, content creators, they tell you to do this and that. Screw all that crap. Go have a conversation with yourself in the mirror. Go have a conversation with your best freaking friend. What would you tell your best friend about this business? I guarantee you the conversation would be so different than when you get on a live. Why are you trying to be something you're not? Why are you just like people say they're afraid to get on a video? Who gives a crap? Are they paid? Michelle, you said it best. Who's paying your freaking bill? You're paying a bill. If you're being honest and telling the truth every time, what is the big freaking deal? If they don't like it, so what? Who cares? I don't care who doesn't like this business. Michelle said it really best one time. She says, the right people are gonna stay, the right people are gonna buy. It's just a numbers game. Don't worry about anything. If you go in thinking, oh my God, I didn't have a sale. Do you know why I almost had a heart attack? Because I didn't have a sale 2 days last month. 2 days out of the month. And I had a fucking heart attack. I was so pissed. And here's my thinking. My thinking is like, dude, you deserve not to get a sale that day. What were you thinking? Oh, I need to get a sale today. I need to get a sale today. And Michelle, there you go. And then Michelle's voice in the back of my head. What did you just say, Tim? I need to get a sale today. Wrong answer. Wrong. I know, CJ, stop pulling me out on the F-bombs. I'm on a golf course smoking a cigar. What do you want from me? And I did all my stuff this morning in an hour and a half. I'm just saying. All right. But that was my thinking. And my thinking was wrong. If the product is right, which we all know it is, and we all know it works, I tell my story. I was so scared to tell people I didn't make any money for 2.5 months. I was scared to death about telling people that. But you know what? Walmart, Home Depot, they all started out in the negative. Do you know that most corporations sign? I can vouch for this. First 4 years of the corporation I worked for, they just claimed it all as a loss. A loss. So what makes you think you're going to come in here and have like, boom, you're going to have this? It's all going to happen every day. Screw it. Don't see. Most people worry about the outcome. Stop worrying about the freaking outcome. Who cares what the outcome is right now? You're learning something new. And here's me worried about 2 days I didn't get a freaking sale. Are you like, dude, grow a pair, put your big boy pants on, whatever, panties, whatever you wear. Don't worry about anything. It's right. You're doing it right. Stop critiquing yourselves. Just talk to your best friend, your best girlfriend, your best boyfriend, whatever. But have fun. I have a blast. I don't know what you guys are waiting on.
So I have a question to ask you. You're so great. I'm so glad I had you talk. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. So how many total customers did you get last month?
I think I had, I don't know. To be full transparent, I know they missed 2 days of sales, but I probably had 2-3 sales. I probably had at least 2 sales a day.
Right. So but you had daily pay if you had over 31 customers.
Yeah, I did. I had a sale every day. I just didn't get a sale on every day. There's days I had 2 and 3 and 4 sales. I had 2, 3, 4 sales on certain days, but there was just like, if I broke it down, I had probably about a month and a half. Do you know what I mean? Like there was just but there was only 2 days I didn't have sales last month. It was always more. It was one or more than one. Yeah. So the only thing that I put out there is, don't bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Don't lie. That's what I'm saying. How can and this is just me talking freely. Don't worry about anything. It'll come. Just follow the freaking, I love that. That girl, I don't know who started that process, the video process, and I just followed the proven process. But the other key behind that process is you have to be you. Talk to your girlfriends.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care about what anybody thinks. And I know that's not really what I mean, but I don't worry about anything. I don't worry about things. If you start worrying about the outcome, stop looking at the outcome. You're new. Don't worry about it. Like this morning, I had, after my live, before my live even started, I had 4 people in my funnel before I even started. And then when I left my house this morning, I had 171 in just an hour and a half. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like, and then, the only thing that, Michelle, this is going to be funny. You're going to laugh. I'm going to complain about something. I know we're not here to complain, but we got to figure out a way, tell TikTok how to respond to all these damn people back.
Yes.
Because daily pay with tip, daily pay with, go to daily pay with tip, daily pay. I'm like, son of a, I got to pay my kid. I'm to do the daily
exactly.
pay with tip.
I know.
But do you know what I mean? Because you have to get back pretty quick to people. I don't reinvent anything. I don't try to create anything. It's all done for you. I just simply do what I'm that guy that says, hey, okay, I was threatened as a kid all my life from my daddy. Sit down, shut up, do what I tell you, won't get hurt. Who's heard that? Put in the comments who's heard that before. And I said that this morning. And you should see, I had so many people say, yep, go get the pussy willow twig or switch. Don't get a pussy willow tree. Man, that was the worst switch. And for 5-10 minutes, we were just talking about switches. I had so much interaction just from the switches of a damn tree. But you know what? It was so many people could relate. That's why I'm telling you, don't reinvent anything. If you're a quiet, shy person and you grew up and you were the only child, tell them the stories about, man, this sucked as being an only child sometimes because whatever it is. But it's so funny. And then I'll give you another one. The other day I had another one. We were, I was telling how Cindy had 2 sales, 6 weeks. I was telling them, there's your story. I'm not saying you're going to make money right away. I'm telling you that if you just follow the process, and I still think this is the biggest key. I really, really do. Cindy, if you're on here, write in the comments what I've told you from the very beginning. If Cindy's in here, I hope she puts it in the comments, because the reality is simply this. The only thing I think is the key behind all of this, the best process in the world, we know it works. Here's all I'm going to tell you. I swear to you, the only thing that Cindy, write in her comments. Look at the comments, you guys. What did she say? The only thing I really told her, and I've told her nothing about the process, just follow the process, but be yourself. If you're not comfortable with yourself, because trust me, there are days where I do not feel worthy. There are days, and how can I sit there and complain? Are you kidding me? I had a day where I didn't get a sale and I was like, but then I thought like, oh my God, what am I doing? Just be you. Stop and just be truthful. Tell your stories. People love stories. And then just tell me, look, you have a chance. The only thing I needed to see when I did this business is, okay, if they can make money, I know I can make some money at this. And you're not hurting anybody. But I will say this other thing too, is what you did say. I'm going to tap onto what Michelle said is, you guys got to get in so deep in the product. I don't think that's the right way. I could be wrong. You want to show a couple things, cool, but some of you guys get so in depth. And if you have one, and this is another thing. Okay, here we go. Here's another thing. Sorry, Michelle. If you have 3 and 4 followers, get off and get back on. You guys that are in there, because when you have 2 and 3 followers, this is my belief, and I do this because some of you guys know when I've got on a live, you know what I say. I say what? You know what, guys? I think I'm in the wrong rhythm. I got to get out of this algorithm, and I come back on 5-10 minutes. Do you know where I learned that? The process, Michelle. So I get off. And then when you're on it with 1 or 2 people, I feel like I'm being desperate. Like, oh, I got to talk to these 2 people. I got to talk to these 2 people. Now, in the beginning, don't get me wrong. If you don't have the right rhythm, you're not right in the algorithm, I get it. And I'd rather have 2 people on when I started. But I got to share something with you. Even from the very first live that I ever did, when there was only 1 or 2 people, I got off. Even though I know I should have probably stayed on to try to get better and all that. But you know what? The only way you're going to get better is just flat out do it. Okay, we got to be quiet. I got to be quiet. Sorry. They gave me the eye. When they're putting, you shouldn't be talking. But I don't care. But listen, all I'm going to say, I'll just leave it on this note. Fun, whatever you're doing. And understand, I don't work any more than my 3 hours a day, but I do it by choice. I'm trying to grow a YouTube channel right now, right? So I'm putting a little more time in than I normally do. But here's something I will share with you. You guys have been involved in this business for about 4 or 5 months. In 4 or 5 months, I would assume most of you can be pretty good at TikTok. I will say this, you definitely need to get on mass platforms eventually. So what am I trying to do? I'm trying to grow my brand, right? I'm trying to go on YouTube. I'm trying to make shorts. I just started doing cut and paste and putting videos in the cut and paste thing. So there are things that I'm doing through Michelle, through the process, through this. And again, I'm trying to expand on what I already know so I can have other incomes coming in out there working for me. Because if you think about it, I'm on the golf course, and if I open, I'm afraid to go through my lives because I might have to go to tim.dailypay.com. But I'm on the golf course. I'm sitting. Look, I don't know if you can see this. And on the golf course, you're supposed to be quiet. But since I lived here for the last 25 years, most people know me and I don't give a shit. If they hear me talking on the phone and they're putting like about 25 feet from me, they suck. I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. But they really do. They can't miss that putt. So just have fun, be you. And then I'll sit there. See, she almost hit somebody. So here's my thing. I tell people that I don't go to work anymore because of this business. That's truth. That's truth. So can you leave your job? Yes, you can leave your job. So tell them your story. I didn't take a corporate job. Again, I didn't go back to work. But I became a student of the blueprint. Anyway, get on your lives. I'll just leave it on this note because I got to get off. I'll just leave it on this note. Be yourself, number one. If you have one or two people on your lives, get off. You're in the wrong algorithm. And then if you have 10 or 15 and but don't take it from me. Just be you. Just do whatever you think is right, but listen to what Michelle and all these other guys have had, because realistically, I'll probably hit $60,000 by halfway through this month. And I didn't make any money for 3.5 months. I just knew one thing. I was never going back to corporate America. And some of you guys don't have a true why, or you wouldn't be asking some of the questions that you're asking. You're second guessing yourself. Cut the bullshit. Get out of your way. Listen. You have 2 ears. Listen and do exactly what they tell you to do. Because I did not do anything other than what this program said to do and what Michelle did, because they've already made it. Why am I listening to anybody else? If you have to go to another program and you think you're going to be successful, you're dead wrong, because you didn't do what you needed to do here. What makes you think you're going to be successful anywhere else? Be real, be genuine, don't lie. I'm on the golf course, I'm having a cigar, and I'm going to enjoy the rest of the day. I love you guys. I hope that helped.
Oh,
And I'm
you're
sorry
so
for
awesome. Yes.
the words.
Thank you so
Bye,
much.
guys.
So great. You guys, I do got to share something with you. If you've ever been on Tim's lives, he talks about his lifestyle too. Like he talks about, he goes golfing every day. Like people see that. That's why people buy from him, because they're like, I want his life. Not that they want to golf every day, but they want to do what they want to do every day. And that's one thing that he was talking about. Don't spend so much time sharing, the mechanics of the business, share the lifestyle that they can get. And that's what he does. Yes, he's so authentic. It's so awesome. Love that so much. Oh, so glad he talked. That's great. So I didn't want to talk about that though, like how he spends so much time on his lifestyle. And somebody said a question about going live. They've been in a few months and haven't made any money. First of all, I got to share something with you. Nobody ever asked me how long I've been in. And very rarely do people ask me if I'm making money. And I notice if anybody asks me if I'm making money, it's just they're just trying to gotcha people that they're never going to buy from you anyway. So don't.
Michelle, that's so funny. Michelle, that's so funny you say that, because I always ask. I have not. Let me tell you something. Of all the money that I've shown you, Cindy will tell you I showed my money for the very first time, and I've been doing this for 5 months. And I showed money for the very first time these past 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago was the first time I showed anything about money. And when I ask people on the lives when I know this is a question that comes up in some people's lives. Well, how much money did you make? And I said, I'll ask him. Let me ask you this for you. You want to know how much money I made? Let me ask you this. Is it you're trying to figure out how much money I made, or can you make money? The reality is, I could show you all the money in the world. It doesn't matter. Or are you asking really, can you do it? I hope that came out right. I asked something like that. I asked people, why do you want to know how much money I make? I can show you. And that's when you go into your community. You guys that haven't made any money, well, it's coming through your lives. It's coming through your vibe. Be clear on that. That's why I say, don't focus on your result. I didn't care. I knew it was going to work. And then, yeah, if they're asking for money, show them the community. All businesses started out what? With no money. They started out with no customers. So what makes you think? And that's what you can say. I did this one time too. I said, you know what? I didn't make any money. How about that? Because I didn't make any money. So what? Kmart, Walmart, where you went and shopped, they didn't make any freaking money in the first 4 years. They claimed everything as a loss. So what does it matter? All I know is there's so many people in the community. I use Amy's story. I tell some of these stories here. Army wife. I tell all those stories. That's your proof. So show them that. But be clear on something. I never showed money of my own money for the first 5 months. Well, first 3.5 months, I didn't have any money to show, but what the hell? That's all I'm saying. So, guys, have a blessed day. I'm out.
Okay. Bye.
I really got to be
That's so
quiet. Now they're
awesome.
really looking at me. The marshal
I was
goes
just-
by.
What?
I was just going to add to that too. Especially I see people commenting about, not making any money and that, remember how I said when you're on your live to have those screens open back behind you on your laptop or your computer. Immediately when you see that, before you address it, go, hey guys, I'm going to turn my camera around and I'm going to show you what's really going on inside of the community. You don't have to answer that question. You just immediately turn it around and everybody gets focused on that. That's the best way to not even have to address it if you don't want to.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say, because that's
Yeah.
exactly what I do. Like when somebody's
Yeah.
like, well, are people actually making money? I'm like, oh, good question. You know what? Let me just show you. And this is what I say, you guys, every time. I'm like, you know what I love
Yeah.
about our community? When you have over 4,000 people in it, you have all different people of all different goals and dreams. So I can share this with you. Once you get started and you get inside our community, you can find somebody that has the exact same goals as you. Because that's
Mhm.
what matters. Because it doesn't matter what she's making or he's making. It matters what you want to make. And you can find somebody with that same goal in mind, and you guys can be accountability partners. That's how you guys answer it every time.
Absolutely. And I haven't showed my PayPal or anything in months. Like, it's just not something that 1 out of 100 is going to maybe ask or imply,
Mhm,
if that.
mhm.
Turn it around before when you see the comment, don't answer it, just turn it around.
Yep.
Hey guys, check this out,
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. That's that, because I do it all the time too. That's
Yeah.
the best way to handle it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would do it anyway, like even during your
Mhm.
life, before that question comes, debunk it before it comes. Like, you guys, I get it now. You're probably going, why should I listen to her today? Or why should I listen to him today? You guys, because it's our community. And this is what you're going to learn about a community. We all have our strengths, we all have our weaknesses, but together we're unstoppable. Let me show you what's going on inside our community. And then you guys realize you can click on that wins, right? The wins and shout outs, and it just will show the wins and shout outs. And I love that so much. So yeah, that's huge. Yes, because on the live they're talking. They are not talking, you are. Yeah. Awesome. That gives you courage to go live again. Yes, just keep on going live. Absolutely. Okay, so real quick, you guys, let's just take about 10 minutes and answer any questions that anybody has. Okay.
Absolutely.
Anybody have any questions that Amy or I can answer for you? Tim's raising his hand.
We cut you off, Tim.
No, you're fine. I just want to say bye. I gotta go though. Guys, you're great. Listen, just keep fighting. Just keep fighting. Look, it'll happen. Stop worrying about your results. Be you, be yourself, and trust me when I tell you, it will happen when it's supposed to happen. Just follow the proof, follow the pudding, follow whatever they're supposed to follow, the process. Listen to what people are telling you, and then trust me when I tell you, don't focus on the result. Promise you, just focus on giving value. And what I mean by that is tell your story. People buy from people. They don't buy a product. People buy from me because I'm relatable. I really firmly believe that. And I'm not trying to be relatable. I'm just Tim. Like Harry Potter says in the movie, I'm just Harry. I'm just Harry. Anyway, I have no idea. Anyway, I got to get off. Love you guys. Take care. Have a blessed day, you guys. Take care.
Bye.
Keep killing it.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
And I want to add to that, the same things happened with me. I've picked up so much momentum just by being me. And before, I was just trying to follow. I would watch you and I would try to do the things that you said. I would watch other people. I would try to do the things that they said. We can watch and we can get ideas, but you got to give your perspective on that. I like even the content ideas that Michelle gives us every day. You got to turn those around for you, because I was trying to do them. I was trying to follow them to a T. I was like, oh, well, I got to get this right. And I got to get this right. I got to do it exactly the way she said it. But you don't. You got to do it the way you would say it. And now that I've started doing that, I have so much more momentum and so many people coming to me and telling me that they can relate with me so much better because I'm just honest. I just tell people how I feel about it. This is what I have. This is how I feel about it. This is what it's doing for us. This is what it can do for you. If you want to know more, just let me know.
Because they can tell you are being you. Because when you guys are you, your confidence and courage comes out. And yeah, it's awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tony's got his hand up.
Yeah. Hi, Michelle. Starting now with the sprint, to start like making my content today, and I'm kind of, I don't know whether to just focus more on the sprint and doing the content for that, or just my general daily pay and doing content in that direction.
Now, what's your question?
I lost me too, Tony.
Okay, so we're doing the sprint now, starting from the 1st of November.
Mhm.
And I'm doing my contents for that, but also obviously that content is slightly different to what I'm doing generally for my daily content.
And why
Should I
is
focus?
that different?
Okay, so my content, what I've been putting out, because I've been doing 5 pieces of content a day after we had the last discussion.
Mhm.
But now with the sprint, obviously we're concentrating on the content, 3 pieces and different lengths. And I think my content for my general daily kind of what I put out is a little bit longer. So shall I just do the 3 pieces, the 5 seconds, 15 seconds, or 45 seconds in a minute? Sorry.
Well, I mean, yeah, I would definitely do that because if you continue to do a lot of long videos, and people aren't making it to the end, you're never going to get subscribers. So you should always cut your videos down until you can start getting subscribers. Because you're not, because if you're doing a CTA at the end of your videos, but nobody's making it to the end of the videos, you're never going to get a subscriber. So I would, if I was doing 5 videos a day and I wasn't getting subscribers, I would cut that time into half.
Right.
Because I
Okay.
used to, when I first started, my videos were like, minute and a half to 2 minutes. And when I saw when people were dropping off, I was like, well, this is a waste of my time. I went down to
Yeah.
5 seconds, 45 seconds in a minute, because it would pay people to make it to the end quicker. And then the CTA. And that's how I started getting subscribers.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, thanks.
Uh-huh. All right. Who was next?
Sorry, we got Pam.
Hi, I'm
Hello.
new. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, thanks. So after I finish setting up my email campaign in the funnel, when it comes to the training for the next steps, do I focus in the IPS system, those steps in there, or do I go back to the community and do the classroom in the modules, some of the modules in there?
Well, your next step is after you get your automated system set up is how are you going to market? So yeah, go back to your IPS digital product and look at like the copy and paste free ads, go through that. And there's TikTok, there's YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Go decide what platform or platforms you want to use and go through that training.
Okay, thank you.
You bet. And welcome. Welcome.
All right, we got Lila.
Hey, y'all.
Lila, there she is.
What's up, you guys? All right. So I have 2 questions. I noticed that I'm not getting any engagement. I'm not even really getting any leads. So I think when I do my lives, I'm trying to find out what exactly I should be asking. I have been using like where people are from, and also if they know anything about digital products in general, because that is something that I can relate with. I didn't really know about it until I actually bought the course in May. So my question is that how do I get more engagements? And also, I'm not really understanding the analytics part of it. I do go back there and try to play around with it and try to understand it, but I'm really not understanding that part. And I don't know if that's for a tech meeting. But yeah, if I can get my question answered regarding the engagement, I would appreciate it.
Well, so just like I had shown you, when you go to their, when you go to your video, like here's the video and you click on the more data. And when you scroll down, where are most people dropping off at? And you can
Okay.
go up here and you can see your percent. Because if you guys aren't having people make it to the end, you're never going to build an email list, right? So my first thing that I would do is like, how long are your videos? And,
Okay.
like how long are they on average, do you think?
I'm typically doing 45 minutes to a minute. I do 7-second videos. But yeah, I my talky ones are more 45 seconds to a minute.
And are you doing a CTA at the end of them?
Typically I do. If I don't do a CTA in the actual video, like a 7-second video, I will put it in my description.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you aren't getting any subscribers?
Since I've done my lives, I probably have gotten like 5, but nothing crazy. I don't know. Again, like I know I should be focusing on the views.
I got a couple questions.
Yeah.
So babe, okay, on your videos, maybe how long have you been doing like the 45 seconds to a minute on average?
Honestly,
months?
I feel like I've done that forever. It's always been a minute. I'll do so I was told by my mentor Justin to do 2 talking videos.
Right.
I noticed that talking videos do give me high. Sorry, my battery's running low. Sorry, you guys. Shit. Oh, I'm so sorry, you guys. Jesus. Okay, it's plugged in. All right. So yeah, I was told to give 2 talking videos and a 7-second video. So three contents a day. But I just don't, I feel like I give a lot of value. Like I'm trying to be myself. I'm getting more comfortable, obviously. But I don't know. I feel like I have a bad algorithm account. That's just how I feel.
Here's why I asked that, honey, because so if the 45 seconds don't seem to be working for you, what I was going to suggest is do a little bit longer of a video where people can resonate with your pain points,
Okay.
right? Problem, solution, answer, right? Your problem is you struggled being a single mom, right? Solution was time freedom. And this is how you got it because of the blueprint teaching you a 2-hour workflow. But they want to resonate with you. And I think maybe 45 seconds maybe is not enough if it's not working. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So give it a little bit longer and maybe people can start feeling you a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was going to ask you about your lives. Are you doing the flow in your lives? Are you starting out just kind of BSing and then going in, or how are you doing your lives?
No, I'm introducing myself. I'm telling them my story as far as being a single mom, dealing with an irate boss that was using one of those loud monster horns. That usually makes people laugh. I can laugh about it now, but it was not that's something that I dealt with, and I can laugh. So yeah, I do talk about, power strong bosses, and I also talk about my stepdad who I take care of. And just want to, people that want to be with their loved ones when they're older. So that's pretty much my life.
Try to do, just as suggestions, do it for like a week and see if it works. Do a 1.5-minute video. Post it a half an hour before you go live. And whatever you are talking about in that video, start your live out with it. And then flow that into the discussion of daily pay, blueprints, and all that. Do that for 1 week, solid 3 to 4 days, something like that. See if you can see a shift happening.
Okay.
Just a suggestion.
Yeah. I don't know. Justin keeps telling me not to do a new live or a new account. And it's gotten so bad with the views. Like like, it's weird. It's like, it would go to 20. I tried, because I have 2 accounts where I did the party buses and then, or whatever, party for follow. So then I got to send a second account. I reached out one, so I am focusing on just one account. But yeah, like, I don't know. It's like when I did my talking videos, I saw like, I was back in the 200 mark, but prior to that, I would do like a 7-second video and it was like 20 people. So it's really discouraging, but I'm not going to give up. I know that my perfect people are out there. So eventually it'll just happen. So.
Yeah, that's mine. What do you think, Michelle? Like that would try it. It's not going to hurt, right? It may be just what you're looking for.
Yeah,
so a
'cause
little
my
longer
thing
video
is
for about a week.
Yeah, because if
Okay.
you're doing 5-second, 45 seconds in a minute, and you're not getting,
Yeah.
and you're not getting people to, follow your CTA, to me, it's like they're not connecting with you yet. So that's
Yeah.
why I do believe what Amy said. You need to do a longer video and share your story,
Okay.
but
right.
not really long, but a longer video. And Tracy kind of had said the same thing. How do you share a part of your story in 1 minute? You guys, if you go back to the 90-day ramp up that we did and go to video, I want to say it's like video 88 and 89. I actually share 2 different ways to share your story. One way to share your story and one way to share your story with giving it value. I would recommend you guys go watch them and practice those, because those are huge. Because typically, if you're not getting people subscribing, you guys, they're not connecting with you yet. Because people do business with people they know, like, and trust. So I would just go share your story a little bit more out there.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
ladies.
Yeah.
All right.
Michelle, do you change your hashtags ever, or do you keep
Whoa.
them the same?
Holy
I don't. I keep my hashtags the same. I mean, sometimes I'll switch them up, like after like a few weeks or something, but I use the same ones almost every day. Yep.
I wonder if that affects like her account, because I'm kind of dealing with the same thing. That's why I was just asking if are you consistent with the hashtags on it?
Yeah, but I mean, it's, to me, if hashtags has nothing to do with people asking, wanting more information. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Dominique had her hand up next.
Okay, Dominique. And then we're gonna get out.
So I used to go live all the time when I was selling my own personal digital products, and I eventually stopped because I wasn't getting like any engagement. There wasn't really anyone on the live, but I'm going to start today going live, promoting this. And this was the first time I heard someone said if no one's on the live or 2 or 3 people, to get off. So should I, if no one's getting on my live or it's just a handful of people, should I get off, or should I just push through? Because I need to start being consistent that was another thing. I wasn't going at a certain time each day either. So should I try to just go at a certain time each day, even if there's still 2 or 3 people on the live, just push through and see if that helps? Or should I be
at the beginning, that's normal. So at the very beginning, a lot of people aren't going to get on, but I will share with you, if you can be consistent with the exact same amount of time, it will blow up.
Okay.
It will, like, it was, man, it's so, if you can go live the same time, it will be huge. But after, like, let's say it's even 10 days and you're going live the exact same time for 10 days straight, and it's not pushing up past 3 or 4 or 5 people. Yeah, you might just have a mess up in the algorithms, and you can just get off and get right back on.
Okay.
But I wouldn't do it for at least 10 days to 2 weeks.
10 days. Okay. And when someone is like coming in, like, do you guys normally start over what you're talking about, or just keep going? Like, how do you do that?
Keep going.
Keep going. Okay.
Yep. Remember your flow. Just keep that flow going. And like I was saying earlier, you're going to repeat yourself about 3 times with whatever your hook or your problem solution answer or your CTA, right? You can go right here. Those are certain things that you're going to repeat yourself. So you just stick with your flow.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, because if somebody's like, hey, I just jumped on here, what are you guys talking about? I will kind of have like an elevator speech to say it, like a 30-second speech that I can say it again. But it's going to be a little bit different than the people that were already on, because I don't want them to be like, oh, she's going to repeat it again. I'm getting off. Yeah. So
Okay, thank you, thank you.
yeah. Yep. Awesome.
I think it was the last hand that I seen.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Shannon's talking about the hashtags. I don't really know if, I mean, are you using the exact same hashtags or what's? I don't know. I mean, to me, hashtags have nothing to do with people making it to the end of our videos, though. So I don't know. I would try the longer videos and see what happens with that. But awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed this. This is really good. I learned a lot too. You guys are great. So thanks everybody for jumping on today. Let's go out, be promoting 10K holiday sprint, you guys. It's creating a movement. It really is. The people that are talking about it and painting that picture are really going to win big. So thanks everybody. Have an awesome day. Thank you, Amy. You're awesome.
Yes, yes.